Jan van der Bocht, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now, smart technologies are really sort of starting to prove their worth in ports. We're sort of talking 5G networks, drones even, and a lot of sort of camera systems. You've been using those at the port of Antwerp, but break it down for us. What makes a smart port?
Smart has become more like a marketing term, but what it actually stands for is that you try to optimize the flow of goods, inbound and outbound of a port. You try to make use of the data because moving goods, which is the main function of a port, but moving goods is one thing, but just as important is moving the data that goes with it. And this is becoming increasingly important. So you try to optimize the flow, you try to optimize the flow of goods and data, create more efficiency, create a more resilient, safer and a secure port. As a port authority, we are creating this data platform, inviting all the players within the supply chain to store their data there, with the objective of creating transparency and creating efficiency. And people discover that by sharing this data, and a lot of it is real-time data, it has a very short shelf life, it can actually enhance the operations.
Now, let's turn to Shanghai. Shanghai has been one of the first ports in the world to really go 5G with a fixed network. Do you think that this fifth generation of fixed networks is something that other ports are going to take up?
Absolutely certain. 5G is a tool, it facilitates things. It's also a necessity. You already mentioned yourself the use of drones. Look at the whole scala of technology that's coming at us. 5G, drone technology, big data. All of that really needs a 5G network. Give you an example, inside Antwerp, we run a digital twin of the port, which is basically a copy of the port, but inside your computer. It is used for simulations, but also for monitoring. And there we have sniffers throughout the port that can give you an alert and say, look, we took an air sample there and there may be an issue. They'll send a drone out. Well, in order to support things like that, you need a 5G. It is basic infrastructure, nothing less than that.
And we've also seen that China's Ministry of Transportation issued a plan in September for the construction of new types of basic infrastructure, as they call it, over the next 5 years. And under that, they're talking about accelerating the building of intelligent and unmanned ports. That's been listed as a big priority. Would doing this really help Chinese ports increase throughput, and could we then potentially see Shanghai grow further as an international shipping hub?
This is a very carefully evaluated decision from Shanghai. And I think they're right. We also see it happening in Europe, where more and more ports are looking at more automation, and part of this will result in unmanned terminals. Of course, the pandemic at the moment has also there put a very big magnifying glass on it. Yes, I'm absolutely certain that that will open a lot more possibilities for Shanghai and strengthen its position as a world-leading port.
And lastly, I wanted to ask, what are the key points that you, as the representing the Port of Antwerp, want to deliver at the Bund International Shipping Forum?
Well, first of all, that Antwerp is aiming to be a port of the future. So this technology, supporting innovative technology is very important for us. Second message is that we also want to be a green port. There is a commitment to be carbon neutral by 2050. Another thing is that we like to profile us also for what we are, namely a main gateway into Europe. We're also becoming increasingly popular as an e-commerce gateway. We're going to merge, by the way, which will put us in a leading position into Europe, and that's something we really want to put on the map over here.
Lots to look forward to. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Tim.